Hi, this is Ms. Hearn. Let's get started. In this video, we're going to use a right triangle to write an algebraic expression for a trigonometric expression involving an inverse trig function. So it says, use a right triangle to write the following expression as an algebraic expression. Assume that x is positive and that the given inverse trigonometric function is defined for the expression in x. Hint, use sine of 2 theta equals 2 sine theta cosine theta. Okay, so the first thing you need to remember is that when we talk about an inverse trig function, the output of the function is going to be an angle. So in the expression that we were given, sine of 2 times inverse cosine of 10x, we can think of inverse cosine of 10x as being some angle theta inside of a right triangle. If we do that, if theta is equal to inverse cosine of 10x, then that means that the cosine of theta is equal to 10x. And since we are told that x is positive, remember the inverse cosine is only defined in quadrants 1 and 2, so the angle theta is in quadrant 1 between 0 and 90 degrees. In our little right triangle I've drawn here with the angle theta, we have some more information we can put into that triangle because the cosine of theta is the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, and we know it's equal to 10x over 1, so we can label our right triangle sides, the side adjacent to theta is 10x and the hypotenuse is 1. And then we're only missing one side, so we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the third side. So plugging into the Pythagorean theorem, we get that a is either plus or minus the square root of 1 minus 100x squared. But we know that a must be positive because theta is in quadrant 1. So we're going to use a equals the square root of 1 minus 100x squared. So now we can label that side of our right triangle. And now we have all the information we need to write our trigonometric expression as an algebraic expression without trig functions. We have the original question was to find sine of 2 times inverse cosine of 10x. We called inverse cosine of 10x theta, so I replaced that with theta. Recognize that they gave us that little hint, remember, to use 2 sine theta cosine theta. We can see here why that's helpful because I don't have information about the sine of 2 theta, but I do have information about theta. I can find any trig function of theta using this right triangle. So the sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse, which is square root of 1 minus 100x squared over 1. And the cosine of theta, as we said before, is 10x over 1. So we don't really need the denominators, they're just 1, so we just multiply across. We get 20x square root 1 minus 100x squared, and we're done. That's the expression, algebraic expression instead of a trig expression. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please remember to like it. Each time you give it a thumbs up, that helps other students to find the video.